Hello, my family. Today was the day that I started my pepper seeds. On April the 18th, the plants will go in the ground. The reason I started my pepper seeds, I am 10 weeks away from that date. At this point, pepper seeds take anywhere from 14 to 21 days to germinate. This would leave me at the perfect amount of time to start my seedlings. I am going based what I've seen so many do this, but I've never done it. I kind of thought it was silly, but I was the silly one. So I am going based by a chart this year. I am going by planting dates. So I mean, what can I lose? I've lost so many things before doing it on my own. So I am going by guides. So what I have started, and I already started this video and the whole thing got messed up. So here I am again. It just, for some reason, my phone will kick it out. So what I've done is I planted, me and my husband discussed approximately how many plants of what we would like. Now our sweet pepper plants, our bell peppers, we really find a need for this. It would do great for us in the winter time to freeze these as well. So we have got Keystone Resistant Giants and we have California Wonders. Now I have learned that the bigger the vegetable is, the less that you will get. So we went with more and we've got 6 plants. However, what I have done is planted on big groups like this 1 to 2 extra, well, 2 extra seeds for these. This would allow me to be able to have extras just in case some do not germinate. Another one we used is pimento peppers. Now, I've never grown these. I'm always buying these at the store for our pimento cheese. I would like to see us be able to do our own this year. So I've grown 3 of these. We have our banana peppers. We have jalapenos, and we're not doing as many jalapenos this year because we still have some that we canned last year, so we don't really need a whole lot. We've done planted 2 cayenne. However, the cayenne, the reason we done so little was basically because cayenne pepper, I dehydrate. Once I dehydrate or dry these, I grind them up into powder, making our own cayenne pepper powder. But this versus the stores is so much hotter, and this goes a very long way. We're getting low on our stock, so we decided to do 1 of these. And then the other one we're doing is poblanos. Now, what I've learned about peppers, and I had seen it for my own eyes last year, I did not get any poblano peppers whatsoever. And the reason for it, the other peppers that I actually planted last year were in a greenhouse that gets partial sun, partial shade. Those did absolutely amazing. But these were out in full sun, and we get our summer temps anywhere from 110 on up. These did not make it, and they did not fare well. So I am going to put this in a complete pepper house together, and I'm going to try them again. Another thing is today, well, actually tomorrow, but we're fixing to have 50% chance of rain for the next 2 days. So tomorrow would start my lettuce, according to the chart, my lettuce seeds. So I'm going to do these today. And these are going straight outdoors. They need some cold stratification. We have cool temps coming this weekend. So this would be perfect. And then we'll start milding out from there on through. I am going to be planting Little Gem Butterheads. I'm going to be planting Red Ruby Leaf, Oak Leaf Lettuce, Black Simpson, Arugula. We absolutely love arugula. It's got that kind of spicy, peppery flavor, and it's really amazing in a salad. And then I have some slow bulb lettuce. So we are going to make a complete lettuce bed, and I will be planting these outdoors today. My mix. Okay, my mix is, I used, prior before even last year, I actually used the Jiffy mix from Walmart. Now, that mix works really good, but this year I started with something different. That mix actually has peat moss in it, spargum peat moss. It's got vermiculite, and it's got a pH line balance in it. But I added to my soil this year, and I will show you examples why I added this. I added some perlite into mine, and not a whole lot of each of these products, not at all, just enough. And though seedlings do not need any nourishment because they get it from the seed, I get that. But what I learned this year has been absolutely blown my mind, amazing. So I did add some perlite just to bulk it up just a little bit to give my roots plenty enough space to grow. And then I added a small amount of worm castings. Now I'm going to show you why I added those worm castings. I have grown bok choy before, and I had never, y'all, never seen my bok choy look like this. Look how amazing this looks, and I don't know if you can see this very well, but this is absolutely amazing. These are on their about third to fourth set of leaves already. All of this bok choy is absolutely amazing. I am so proud of this. Some of these I can already start picking the leaves on the outside, but I'm not. I'm going to actually let these go. These are going to be transitioned before long to go outdoors after this cold snap. They're scheduled to be planted outside about the 22nd of February. So these are going to start getting transitioned. I will swing you around and show you what the rest of these look like and why I've done this. Even in my soil mix, I've added some worm castings to it. Let me bring you around. This is all the bok choy. And again, I have never seen my bok choy look so beautiful. Now the setup that I'm using for my seedlings, my husband went and built this platform for me to hold my grow lights. And it's just, this is a long base because what I have is a long based shop light. This shop light has lumens between 3 to 5,000. So, and they're very close to the bottom of my seedling tray. Now this tray here is sitting on a heat mat. Everything is on a timer. The lights are on a timer. The heat mat is on a controlled heat. So, and these are sitting on the grow mat, the heat mat. Now this will not stay permanently. Once these peppers start to germinate, they will actually be pulled off of that heat mat. And this dome, once I see germination, will be coming off, whether all of them are there or not. It's coming off. Now I will show you this right quick. These are planted in these type of cells. What else I did this year, and that's got a temperature gauge in there for my heat. What else I did differently this year is normally when I planted my seeds in those tiny little cells, just like this, I tend to have put 2 to 3. Now, honestly, they struggle with each other. I have seen it too many times, and the roots would intertwine with each other so badly that when I went to transplant, I would end up pulling them apart, damaging roots. I'm changing that method this year. So, and then it would keep me from having to cut little seedlings, which really, oh, Lord, y'all, that just irritates me to do that. So what I've done instead this year is each cell has 1 seed. This would give my plants plenty enough time to grow within each cell, to not have to compete with each other, and less entwining roots. So I did that this year, and each one, even if they're tiny seeds, each one gets 1 seed per cell. Now I'm going to take you outside and show you the bunching onions that planted the same time, and those are transitioning outside right now because according to the chart, they can go out with my lettuce. But those have to be transitioned because they were grown indoors. Any plant you grow indoors has to have at least a week's worth of transitioning to the outdoors for the wind, for the cool. Now these have been used to cool temps already because we've got a wood heated house, and it can tend, when the heat's not going, to get cool. But they are not used to the sunlight. They are not necessarily used to the wind. Now I've had my ceiling fan on, but still, they're just, they need to be transitioned. So let me show you the green onions. Okay, I brought that one bok choy out here to show you what this looks like. I am completely baffled, out of my mind, on my vegetables for the first time in 3 years that I've done this. These look amazing. And look at these onions. Again, these are being transitioned. But y'all, this is the most beautiful set of onions I have ever grown. So I have started using worm castings in mine. I'm also going to invest in something called Trifecta from Mi Gardener to be able to give my plants the ultimate this year. I am completely changing my gardening altogether, and I am not dissatisfied. You do not need a whole lot of worm castings in it. If you choose to do so, a little bit goes a long ways. But the method that I am using this year will last me all season without having to get so many commercial stuff. So, and this is all organic. I am baffled. I am completely amazed. So these are what I've done. This is what I am planting now. In 2 weeks, I am going to start my tomatoes. I am going to do a Jamaican sorrel. Now, the Jamaican sorrel is a unique plant. It produces what's called calyx. It's a fruit that has a flavor somewhat of a cranberry. So I've been wanting to try that. I received the plant last year, and it was a bit late when I got it, so it did not fare well. It did not make it. It came to the calyx point, but then when that deep freeze took out my plant. So I'm going to actually do my own seed this year, and those will be started with the tomatoes in about 2 weeks. That will leave me my chance for April the 18th to put them in the ground and transition these as well. So like I said, I am going by charts this year. So I'm hoping anything that I showed you will help you. And forgive me that you didn't get to see the planting part of it, because that was just crazy. I don't know what goes on with my phone. We'll go back inside. What I am witnessing this year is keeping me on this path. It's keeping me on the path of staying to this chart. It's keeping me on this path to learning new things and trying them out. And the results that I'm seeing, y'all, I'm just simply going to tell you, I'm baffled. I'm almost into tears, to be honest with you, because I have been gardening for so many years, and I have not gotten this kind of crop like I am getting right now. Sometimes, I've mentioned this before, sometimes you can get so much information, and that information can overwhelm you. And it has overwhelmed me to the point that half the time I never even had a garden. And this year it looks like I'm going to. So I have made a vow that if I'm going this extra mile, I'm actually literally going to keep going. I don't care what the temps are like outdoors or anything. I am going to give this garden my all. Every year as a homesteader, we depend on these. And I can't depend on them if I'm not going to give my full effort. And I am taking all the information that I have learned over the years, and I'm narrowing it down to a very small fraction. And because of that, I am seeing absolute results. So, and this year I have been I do love my heirloom seeds. So I am actually leaning more towards Mi Gardener. I do like Baker Creek too, but Mi Gardener is, to me, and no, I'm not being supported by them at all. I support them. I invest into them because of the results that I get. Those onions and the bok choy came from Mi Gardener seeds, and I did not lose one germination. Everything germinated. So I am extremely pleased with this. Now my peppers, they're mixed between Baker Creek and Mi Gardner. We'll see how this goes. My lettuce, the same way. So, but that's not saying you can't do any seed. I actually have some chive seeds that I picked up from Dollar Tree that were 4 for $1. I'm actually going to go ahead and plant them too. So, I mean, get what seeds you can. But this is what I have done this year. And like I said, my mix, this round I use the Walmart Jiffy mix, a half a bag of that, because I have a lot, but I don't have a big old abundance that I need to go crazy with it. So I did a half a bag right now. I did a couple handfuls of perlite, mixed that all together, and I added a couple handfuls of worm castings to this. So I am anxious if they turn out like what I've already seen. I'm anxious to see what's going to happen. How else I did this, and I will suggest, I added warm water to my soil mix. Now start out small with your water. You do not want to drown it right away. Get a good, get a good amount, but not overdo it. You want to be able to get that soil mix. Let me see if I can give you an example. Mine is still moist, and I will show you what it should look like. Now, I use this tote to hold mine in, but this mix, and this is what my mix looks like. Now, when you squeeze it, it should not have any water running through your fingers, but it will have a sound like a wet sponge that's been squeezed out. It should be able to form a ball just like this, yet be light enough that it just crumbles apart like this, and flaking crumbled. This gives your roots plenty enough space to be able to grow, the seedling to be able to come up, but just enough moisture that it's not overbearing. And then what I do is I will water mine from the bottom up. I will put it in a pan filled halfway up with water, let that water absorb to the bottom up, and then I will put it in there in the tray to start growing. It keeps me from having to, for one, it will thoroughly water your seedling trays. It will keep the seeds from being shifted around, from top watering, and it doesn't promote mold growth on the top as well. It keeps from that happening, because sometimes I've had that issue as well. So from watering from the bottom up, I have found to be the best way to do that. So I hope all this information has helped. And Lord, y'all, I'm excited because I am actually beginning. I waited patiently, and I am now beginning my garden. And based by my results, I'm actually, for the first time, really excited to do this. So I thought I'd share that with you. I am so sorry you did not get to see me plant these. And all I did was, I have a chopstick, and I put right in the center of each cell, I put a hole about a 1/4 inch deep, and then I popped my seed in it and covered it up. So like I said, I only did 1 seed per cell, and I know that seems like a lot of waste if you've got a huge garden. But the thing is, I don't want to see my plants competing with each other. I don't want to be ripping out roots. And so I am taking the extra effort to do, for me, 1 per cell. So we'll see how these germinate. I've got about anywhere from 1 to 2 weeks, maybe longer, to see how these grow. So these will take the longest. That is the reason why I started this. And in about 2 weeks, I will be doing some artichokes. I will be doing some Jamaican sorrel, and I will be doing our tomatoes. So I'm looking forward to that, as we got many varieties as that in those, as well as we do our peppers. So, and then this spacing that my husband made, I have an also a lot bigger heat mat, so that I can put those trays in. I could put 2 trays basically in this one section. So that's going to give me plenty of vegetables to put under this section. And I'm working indoors, transitioning outdoors, and I'm getting ready to go plant some lettuce. I'm really excited because I've waited patiently for this. And as you know, we've been doing this pantry challenge. We're still on it, y'all. We are still on it. I'll take you to the pantry, actually, and show you how much we've used already. Let me take you there. These are the green beans. They're almost finished. I only have 2 jars of French cut onion, or French cut green beans right here. 2, 4, 6. I only have 8 jars of the pole beans left. I mean, these shells have been used up. Now this one here, it still remains pretty full. We have started on our meat. Our chili, that's about gone. Some of our chicken, what we have left over here, this is gone. We're starting now on our turkeys and this meat here. And then I have been using our broths. These are slowly coming down. Now, if I don't use this within this year, they're still good, so I can be using them throughout the season. That won't hurt me. Our tomato sauces are starting to see some good spacing around here, so I'm getting ready for those. And so, I mean, we are hitting this pantry, and I'm seeing a lot of indentations. Now, this was our Dijon. It was double layered. We are down to the one single layer now. So like I said, I am quite happy. Our jalapenos, the reason I did that is we've got 6 of these jars left, so I need to restock. So all in all, y'all, this pantry challenge has showed me what's good, what I need to do more of, what I have enough of, and I am super excited. Another one, we're going to be doing tomatillos. I have 1 jar left. I'm trying to find out right here. I have 1 jar left of green salsa verde. So I definitely need to do some more tomatillos. And then our salsa up here, we have 3 jars left. So, or 4. 1, 2, 3. No, we got 4 jars of salsa left. So, and that's a good snack for us. I mean, with the low carb and then the low carb tortillas, we're actually going through that too. So that's another plus that we're going to do. The broth, I might not have to do right now. I have plenty of broth to last me. So we're good on this. Beans, I am considering those beans because honestly, we are not going through these enough and they don't fare well with my husband's sugar. So I'm going to have to rethink beans, but I definitely don't need to do any more right now. The black beans fare better than any of the other ones we have. So I definitely will not be doing these again. But we are absolutely going to have to do some more green beans because those definitely need to be done. Well, I'm going to take you out of here and then we'll go talk again. Okay, corn, we are not doing at all. Corn can be used in moderation with my husband. The problem with it is he would have to have such a little amount. What we are going to do, and I will show them to you. Okay, what we decided we are going to do as far as a corn base, we're actually going to be doing popcorn. We actually like to snack on popcorn and it works for him. So we are going to try a few varieties. We are going to try these strawberry popcorn. They're just little bitty ones. I mean, all of this is, but if we're going to do a corn, this is what we're doing. So we got strawberry. We have mini pinks. We have mini blues. And then we have what's called a Japanese Hollis. These are the popcorn that we're going to grow this year. We have never actually tried this, so we are actually going to give this a try because if we can save the money by growing our own, drying our own hulls, then and then putting them in our pantry, I am definitely going to do this because we tend to go through the popcorn. We can air pop this, and I actually have a little a little pan, takes no more than 5 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes at the most, and we have our popcorn. We like to use it with our ghee, and it tastes amazing. So we've never tried this before. We're going to try it. A few other things that we're going to grow that works well for our diet and for my husband is we are going to be growing some Swiss chard, some leaf lettuce. We're doing our onions. We're doing radishes. We're doing our turnip greens. And we're doing our little bok choy. Bok choy is really good at sauteing with Asian foods or just a saute in general. And then we are going to be working on our bush beans, our pole beans, our popcorn, cucumbers, peppers. We are going to be doing a spaghetti squash this year. Again, we're going to try this. We found that their spaghetti squash, if cured right, once they are picked off the vine, you let them air dry in the cool weather. Well, it's kind of like cool weather, I guess you say. You just need them to air dry, a little bit of sun, not a whole lot, until their shells on the outside get firm. When you put your nail to it, it won't leave a huge indentation. Basically, it'll just be barely indented. And so far, we had some from, I think it was October and November, and they're still sitting in a cool, dark place right now, and we're still eating off of those. They are not on the vine. They're staying on our shelf very beautifully, and they're working, so we're going to grow that. And besides, with the spaghetti squash, we can also use it as a pasta form too. There's so many uses to spaghetti squash. We are growing spinach this year. We are going to grow zucchini and yellow squash as well. Those make great sautés. We are planting tomatoes, and then we are going to do eggplant. Now, as far as our herbs are concerned, now this is a lot, y'all, and this is what we love. And I may find, if I want some more vegetables, I'll probably grow some more. To us, to have this Mediterranean variety of vegetables, it works out perfectly for us, and they are so healthier for us and my husband that he virtually can eat any one of these. Sadly, though, we do have to give up the ones we love, like corn, because it just does not work for him. So for those who might be wondering, what can I plant if I'm a diabetic, I'm hoping this list is letting you know what you can do as well. So in my herbs, I am planting basil, and I am planting a lot of basil. One is I can turn my basil into pesto, and I can turn around and dehydrate it so that I can have it throughout the winter. I am planting my chives, cilantro. Now, we happen to love cilantro. The one thing that I have learned about cilantro, however, fresh is better. I dried cilantro. It did not work. It lost all of its flavor. I have tried freezing it, and it turned to complete mush. It was disgusting. So cilantro is one of those fresh herbs. Now, the one thing I like about growing my own is they can grow, and I can pick it. It will grow back again, but I can go at my own pace and how much I want. We do love our Mexican food, so cilantro works great with that. I'd love to make dressing out of it, so I will be doing that. I am planting dill, not just for pickles. I am planting dill for the dill weed and the dill seed that I can dry and put them on my shelf for the winter. I am going to get some fennel this year. Fennel has a licoricey type of taste that is fantastic in a sauteed Mediterranean dish. I am doing some oregano, thyme, and parsley. So this is my list of herbs, and then I will be doing some tea herbs. I will be growing some anise hyssop. Again, we're doing our Jamaican sorrel. They make fantastic cool weather or fantastic drinks. Sorrel or the calyx from the sorrel. It's kind of like in the hibiscus family, but technically not. It has an amazing drinks, and those drinks were from Jamaica. They use that as a summer Christmassy drink. I get that. I want to be able to try this, see if it's something that I want to continue to keep doing it, and see if I can actually can it like I've done cranberry juice, non-sugar cranberry juice. So these are what I'm going to do, and I will go through. I've got 3 boxes of seeds, and I may even find I want some more of a different type of vegetable. But there is a huge variety. Now, ones I won't be doing. They do not fare well with him at all. Butternut squash, we have tried it, and it has slightly raised up his blood sugar for some reason. So I will not be doing butternut squash. We definitely will not be doing corn. Corn produces way too much sugar for him and the starch that's in it. We are not doing potatoes. Potatoes just cannot be done in this house. Now, I may go ahead and consider starting now as well some broccoli and cauliflower. That we can absolutely use, and more mainly the cauliflower than the broccoli. So I may go ahead and do some of those as well. As far as anything else, I don't see anything else that we can't plant. So that is just a small limitation for us. And I don't know if anybody else is as carb sensitive as my husband, but really butternut squash, corn, and potatoes are not really worth growing. So for me, at least. So I'm hoping this all helped you, let you know that our homestead is beginning. Our season has been a long wait. Our videos were really hard during the winter because everything is at a standstill, y'all. But we are beginning. We are starting, and oh, we also we ordered our quail eggs. Those will be here in about 60 to 18 weeks. Let me show you the baby brooder my husband bought for me. That's so cool. Hang on. So check this out, y'all. So my husband, I've been using totes, and I will put like a screen on top of the tote. I have my heat lamp, and I've been doing this for years. Now that is so far onto the ground, but I've done it when we hatch our own eggs. This time, my husband bought me something so cool and so amazing. This is basically going to be turned into a 2-to-1 brooder box. Now this thing has a lid that comes up on it. This is so cool. We are going to put a divider right about here, and we're going to divide this off. This section here, and we are going to be putting a solid base on this part. Also, we're going to be putting on a slip mat to keep the baby's legs from sliding everywhere. So this divider right here, this is going to be used for the heat lamp and keeping our babies warm. Once they get big enough, that divider will come out, and they will have this whole area to run around in. Not only that, ooh, sorry about that. It's got this pole. This is where our heat lamp sits on, and it will be sturdy enough to keep the light over the section to keep those babies, to keep them warm. The other thing I like about this is this thing has got a tray. So anything that these babies do, it drops to this tray, and it'll be so much easier to clean out. And then it stands on legs like this. So it sits up off the ground for me. I am almost 6 foot tall. I'm about 5'11". So this raised up for me saves my back. I am super excited about this. And we went and ordered our quail eggs, so they will be in here about April to May. Let me switch you back around. We also reordered 2 sets of honeybees again. We got the Saskatraz honeybees, so they should be here about the first 2 weeks of April. we are excited. We've got our honey boxes getting ready. My husband bought me my equipment from my netting hat and my jacket that I need to work with the honeybees. We have started getting everything coming in now, and the other stuff we're still waiting on, and we're preparing for those. So we are starting to pick up on this homestead. It just took time, and maybe some of the videos prior before this were a bit dull and boring, but winter is our hardest, and spring throughout summer, we stay booming. We work a lot. So there'll be a lot more videos of gardening. There'll be bird raising. We'll show you the things about the quails, what we do with our quail eggs, and so much more to come. So, and then we'll be videoing our process with our bees. So we've got a lot coming up, but we had to get to this point where we can order and where we can start. So we're starting, y'all. The peppers have been started, and I am excited this year. I have hope. For once in my life, in the past 3 years, I actually have hope. So I hope that all this information has helped you in any way. And if not, I hope you enjoyed just being with me today and knowing what we're doing, what I'm doing. And right now, my happy butt needs to get out there and start doing my farm work. This hillbilly girl has been waiting long enough, and I got seeds to plant too. So, I love y'all, but I'm going to get happy with my seeds. So, I've got work to do. Much love to you. Thank you for being patient with me throughout this winter. And until next time, we'll see you again.